Hi, this is Michael William Denny of the ThunderWizard.com YouTube channel. So today I want to talk to you about the second rune in the Elder Futhark. I've started a new series where I'm going to share with you some of my more recent understandings and interpretations when it comes to rune readings. I do this on a daily basis. This is one of the main ways that I make a living, is I work as a counselor and I use runes and I give people rune readings. And after having done this for years, every day for years, I've come to understand what the runes really are about. Because when you're talking with people who want to know about love and finance and all kinds of other things, then you have to take the context of the question into account. So, if something comes up that would normally, like we talked about recently, we just talked about the Fehu rune, which is money. But actually that rune, when it talks about love, is talking about energetic support. So you need to understand how to interpret the runes in very specific circumstances. So today we're going to talk about the second rune in the Elder Futhark. I only use the Elder Futhark because that was the original Futhark. I see no need to. Anyway, I talk about that in my other books. You can read my other books or my DVDs about it. But this is the second rune in the Elder Futhark, and it is URUZ. URUZ. In case you're wondering, I pronounce the Z as kind of a Z. I don't have any other reason for that other than that's what the runes tell me, that's, if there's a Z in it, it wants to be a Z. I found when I chant it that way, I get a more powerful connection, and it opens up the meridians and the pineal and the pituitary gland. So there you go. There's another little tidbit there for you. Okay, so URUZ. URUZ is the ancient Germanic word for the oryx. The oryx was a prehistoric wild bison in Europe. And if you look at the cave paintings in Europe, you can see what the oryx was like. Now, we don't have any oryx alive today. They are extinct. But the oryx is the predecessor to modern cattle. Probably many generations of breeding out the intense wildness and the fury. The one thing about the oryx was that it was an incredibly furious and dangerous animal. And so over many generations of breeding that part out of it and making the oryx more docile, we have the cow. So that's what where the cow came from. So in order to understand URUZ, we have to understand what the oryx was. And the oryx, as I said, was an enormous bison. If you took your basic cow and turned it into the Hulk, that's the oryx. It was huge, and it was very fierce and very angry, and it was a very frightening animal. So obviously the prehistoric Germanic people, they admired this animal for its bravery and for its brute strength. So URUZ, as you can see here, this is actually the oryx with his head down and his horns are coming at you. That's why you see this here. This is him with his head down coming at you. Now that's important because that's going to explain to you what this is about. So first and foremost, URUZ has to do with physical strength. It has to do with health. It has to do with sexual vigor. Now, the other thing that I found that is important about that rune is it has to do with determination, which is what happens when the bull puts his head down and he's charging at you. He is determined. Nothing's going to stop him. He'll go right through you. That's the determination of the bull. He just puts his head down and goes. Nothing can stop him. So URUZ has that aspect of it as well, pure fiery determination. Now, I have found that by chanting URUZ, what I feel is a descending power come into my body. And you got to be careful with this rune because one of my students did this because he wanted more health, and he chanted that every day, and it made him super horny. I mean, he couldn't stand it. He was so horny. So you get the power of URUZ, strong like bull. So that's what happens. It can also have to do with sexuality. But the key that I found in certain situations when you're using URUZ is that if it doesn't apply to the obvious things like health and sexuality, then we're talking about determination. And so the same thing is true if it comes upside down. In certain contexts, it means that the person has no determination. It can mean laziness, but it just means they're lazy because they just don't have the determination, the drive to go after it. So anyway, that's a little tidbit about URUZ. If you're interested, you can go ahead and get the books Rune Shamanism, Rune Divination, and Advanced Rune Shamanism, or you can get the DVDs as well, which go into deeper subjects. For those of you who want to get really deep into the runes, I am just about to start a series on the runes on multiple levels, and this is for my Master Shamanism class. If you haven't already, please go to this link here and look at the Master Shamanism class, and you'll see the different levels of subscription. We are about to break open the runes, and I am going to go deep, deep, deep into how you can use the runes for divination, for self-transformation, for predicting the future, for changing the future, for healing. I mean, these runes are more than just symbols that you can use to decode the future. They are actual powerhouses of life force energy. In fact, they are the building blocks of the universe. So in any case, go ahead and check out that link if you want to learn more. Until then, my friends, if you like this channel, please subscribe, like, share these videos on Facebook and wherever else people put videos these days. Get these videos out because the more people that we can get to this channel, the more people that I can help and teach, and that is what I'm here to do. So until then, remember, if you're feeling lazy, chant URUZ to give yourself some drive, to give yourself some determination. Talk to you soon.